The light is your ultimate salvation. To me, it is felt almost always in my life as a false prophet point of view. See, people who claim things about the light and people who claim they are masters of darkness, see, most of them don't even know what they're saying. When you are a master of something, you can only be a master of something with sufficient introspection. See, when you know something very good, you are skilled, or truly skilled, with that. But you only become a master of something when you are introspective enough. Because when you are introspective enough, you are simply too wise for a lot of impulses of life to affect you. When you are skilled or truly skilled, but you're not wise enough, you'll always seek attention. You'll always seek to make money out of that. When you are wise, you know that you're doing something that you truly like. Be it that you have money or not, you're too wise to bother with those things. Because you know that you'll be shedding your physical body sooner or later. Now, obviously, it's not a good thing to live in poverty because, well, ultimately the physical body has its own needs. But many people claim that light, is the way. Other people say darkness is the way. But in a sick society that we live in, people speak and seem to apparently know all the truths, but no one has any idea what they're talking about. People don't even understand what the light is, and especially what darkness is. People take light as the superficial aspect of physicality that they see. Indeed, light is made of the spectrum, it has the seven colors inside of it with, different millions of variations and frequencies, but ultimately, for a spiritual seeker, there is light and there is darkness. See, darkness is the absence of light. But the point about light, see, light has always been projected as the good thing, and darkness is the bad thing. See, darkness is that which you cannot understand, because you cannot perceive it. There is nothing in there, right? I mean, there can be a lot of things in there, but there's definitely no light. See, darkness scares narcissistic people, and, people who want to control and be in control of societies, they have created religions and the such. And obviously they want to support the light, because in light everyone can see you. You can boast to everyone, and you can present all the possible lies, right? Everyone can see you, so you can receive your narcissistic supplies. You can receive that attention that you've been longing for, because in a sick society, people are always punished with separation. If we truly are 8 billion people or more on this planet, no one deserves to be alone. No one deserves to be separated. So, putting your faith in the light. See, you don't have to put your faith in anything. Your faith is what you want to believe in. And what you want to believe in is your own representation of the universe. See, the universe is far beyond the physical mind, because the brain, the mind, requires meaning. This universe is far beyond meaning. That is why a lot of its aspects are simply untranslatable. They are simply unintelligible to the mind because they are beyond meaning. When you create meaning about those, you only create a superficial aspect. You only create a small version of what the universe truly is, of its own intellect and its own intelligence. Because the universe has a great intelligence of its own. That is why everything is always in perfect order. In order to have perfect order, especially for 13 billion years, as science claims that the universe's age is, well, you need a huge amount of intelligence for that. See, the sun is always up at the right moment, right? The sun always sets at the right moment. Well, these are things that people most likely already know. But see, light is always the path of the fearful. It is the path of, people who are afraid of all sorts of things. Why? Because in light they can always see the presupposed enemy. But the enemy is always in your mind, right? because the enemy is part of your perception. So in your mind, you don't need light, you don't need darkness, because you only have thoughts. Thoughts do not need light or darkness. You might fool yourself that thoughts hide in plain sight. They're not, beings running away from you and hiding in plain sight. It's all a matter of whether you are perceptive enough and whether your spirituality and your inner energies are capable enough of understanding certain things. It's all a matter of vibration, right? And if light is the path of the fearful, it is ultimately useless to them. Because when you are focusing on fear, you see, you always fear the darkness because you never know what is in there, right? And you're also too fearful to try. If it is darkness, it is definitely the absence of light. But the point is, all the truths that you seek are there hidden in the darkness, right? Darkness is the absence of light, but light is always temporary. Darkness is eternal. Many people will probably fight against it, and, well, that shows that they're afraid of the dark. See, in order for light to exist, there is always a source that burns. In our solar system, right, we have the sun. The sun is a star that simply burns itself out, right? In your house you have light because there is a bulb that is burning. There is a machine that is functioning, right? The machine itself is also burning itself, in a way. I mean indirectly, but, as everything ages, technically, it is in a way burning themselves. When it comes to the light, it is the path of the fearful. But ultimately, light proves useless to most of the fearful people. Because people like that, they fear most things, so they want to see them the way they like. The problem is, if you want to see things only the way you like, well, you'll always embrace the light as an impulse. The problem is, light is an element of this universe, and light can only blind and burn if used improperly. As any other element in this universe, one needs a certain level of introspection, one needs a certain level of mastery to simply understand light. One can sun gaze, for example, which implies looking straight at the sun, but only in the first hour when they rise, right, when the sun rises, and the last hour, of the day when, the sun actually sets. Because if you do it at other times, you will most likely damage your retina. And you can even become blind, like truly blind. Light needs a certain level to be achieved, understood, and made use of. Obviously, so does darkness. Both require introspection. But introspection is the nemesis of the frail, fearful, and superficial. So, when it comes to putting your faith in the light, see, in the light, most people prefer to live there because they have a lack of attention. The point is, a lot of people will put out a lot of effort. Now, there comes a problem. They want attention in return. And if they don't receive their attention, see, they will feel pissed. They will feel that they are not worthy. But the problem is, when it is about darkness, you can't see or perceive others giving you the attention. Because when you seek the light in a superficial way, see, you won't perceive much about it. And being superficial, well, you'll always want the attention. You're not interested in what you're giving people, you're just interested in the attention. And you want the light because you want to also see the people. When you're wise and introspective, you don't need to see people giving you attention because you're wise enough to provide people with help. And when you provide people with help, things that will actually help them solve their problems, that's when they will automatically give you attention. And you don't even need to look at them. You can keep your eyes closed. Whoever speaks is the one who receives the attention of the others. Because even if when you ignore them, see, ignorance means that you're running away from something, but you're still feeding it because you're running away from it. You're fearing it, right? If you run away from something, you fear it. And obviously that means that you're feeding it as well. So, light and darkness are two elements. They both have their own difficulties when it comes to mastering them. All this being said, you are appreciated. Take care. Ferenc Board signing out.